What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, we will be taking a look back at Melody Cherie's very first interview with Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine has actually interviewed Melody at least 3 times on her YouTube channel. I remember this very first interview. It was back in 2020 when we were in the thick of Carnival 19 and the entire country was shut down. And so a lot of interesting information was revealed in this interview. And so I actually went back and watched it and pulled out some very significant sound bites that I want us to listen to and analyze. So, of course, as you always hear me say in videos that I do on Melody, I talk about how she is such a hard worker from graduating college, becoming a teacher, then getting into the real estate industry with specifically property preservation and her starting her own businesses. She works so hard, and I believe that her children and the future are her whys, WHY. So she does talk about that in this soundbite right here.
Because we have strict deadlines with HUD. Like, they don't play at all. So I can remember times where if we had a work order due, and these properties didn't have electricity, no running water, you had to bring water with you, bring a generator with you, large lights to hook up to clean and do all this stuff. And I can remember being at properties till 12, 1 in the morning because an order was due the next day, and we was about to get it done, like at all costs, no matter what it took. I can remember times cleaning properties. It was so cold. The water was turning into ice. I would run out to the truck, warm my hands up a little bit, get a little warm, go right back in there and get to cleaning a little bit more. Like, we was about that life. Like, we about to get it, and we about to become successful no matter what it takes.
I love that about you. I love you. I didn't know none of that. I love you. You know why? Because you're saying exactly what I think. It's whatever it takes. That's what people missing. And this whole thing ain't nothing easy.
It's
ain't
not.
nothing business. And if you think it is, you messed up. Because it's whatever it takes. Don't make no excuses. I love that. I love that. Now,
So that is a very inspirational story, about Melody and Martell when they were married and they started their property preservation company working for the various mortgage lenders and banks that had to take over properties after the homeowner defaulted on the mortgage. And, they would be working in the wee hours of the morning during the colder seasons and are having to run out to their car to warm up her hands for a few moments to go back in the house to work. That is very inspirational. If you are feeling like the business that you're starting, how am I going to get it off of the ground? How am I just going to break even? When will I start to be profitable? And then you hear stories like that, and you know that it takes patience and it takes hard work. And so you just have to keep at it. And that's what I take from that story. Now, I also want to point out that the Copyright Act says that my fair use of these sound bites is allowed. And I'm giving my commentary on it, of course. And before we get into the next sound bite, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. I definitely don't ask for this all the time just for nothing. It will actually cause YouTube to push this video out into its algorithm, meaning that it will recommend this video to more people who also enjoy Love and Marriage Huntsville and who are inspired by the hard work and success of Melody Cherie. So with that being said, let's definitely get into the next soundbite. This soundbite focuses on Melody pitching her idea for a reality TV show to Carlos King and his production company, Kingdom Reign. And then we're going to get into she and Dr. Heavenly's conversation.
Martell and I met with Carlos King in Atlanta. We had this show idea in treatment together and all of that about showing a couple in Alabama who's been able to be successful. Because what a lot of people don't know is once we got into this property preservation industry, we were able to take our company to $1 million company in 3 years. And within 5 years, it's a multi-million-dollar company. So it's a $1 billion industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry that has been dominated for a very long time by white males. So, we came into the game as something we had never heard of, didn't know anything about, but we were able to reach reach a lot of success in it very quickly. So we wanted to pitch, and show this, young family working together, doing the damn thing pretty much while having kids and, balancing family life and all of that. And so we met with Carlos. He loved it. The first thing Carlos said, I would never forget, he was like, Carlos, girl. He was like, y'all look good. What y'all think about being on Real Housewives? And so I remember Martell said to him, hell no, I want to keep my wife.
I know that's right.
Because at the time, everybody on Housewives was going through something at that time.
Especially like in New York, all of them are divorced on New York. So the Housewives, they go through it.
Yeah. He was like, So, anyway, over the next 3 years, really, Dr. Heavenly, we stayed in contact with him, selling him Huntsville, showing him that Huntsville is a different side of Alabama than what people think of when they hear Alabama, letting him in on the accolades and different things we were doing. And then I remember we put together a reel. And the reel was me, my husband, our kids, and some of our workers. And the day I sent it to him, he called me and said, Melody, sis, I want to do your show. I want to do your show. I don't want you to work with anybody else. I'm sending over a contract tonight. I said, okay. So he sent over a contract.
How did you meet him? How did you meet Carlos?
Well, he has, Kingdom Reign, and they do consultations. So we paid for a consultation to pitch our show idea to him that 3 years ago, which is 5 years ago now.
Y'all been asking me how to pitch a show. His company's called what? Kingdom Reign?
Kingdom Reign.
You gotta believe in your stuff. Give them some good material. Pay the money. It's worth it. If you think you got a shot, pay the money, and things to happen. I'm listening to this first here. Because I'm sure she ain't said it nowhere else. Now, when you're the producer, did you have to input money, or do you have any right or creative control, or?
Okay, so as the producer, because like I said, Carlos is the EP, so just as the producer, I do share ideas, so we get to share ideas with him and the other EPs on the show as well. So the boots on the ground, I'll call them that, the boots on the ground. So when we're filming, we share ideas with them, things that we think would be really good or things we think they should capture. But at the end of the day, you already know, in the editing room, I ain't got no control over it in the editing room, honey.
It's a misconception to what actually an EP is, a producer is, because a lot of people feel like if you're the EP on a show, it's all about the contract. You can have the title you want, but you may not have any, what I'm saying? And some of those titles are vanity titles, but producer meaning you have ideas that you present to the production.
I do.
And it was your idea, the show was your idea, and you pitched it, correct?
Absolutely. But yeah, a lot of people do think, they're producers, so they spin stuff the way they want. No, we don't. We don't get to control all of that. It don't work like that, So, like I said, we share things that we think, but at the end of the day, hands off when it comes to the editing room and what they even some of the things we pitch that we think would be good to capture, that doesn't happen. It's still up to, the EP to decide.
So that was a very interesting conversation. So basically, Melody was defining her role as a producer. This was after season 1. So season 1 debuted in January of 2019. This interview took place in the springtime of 2020, and they had just wrapped up filming season 2. And Melody is saying that she is a producer of the show, meaning that she gets to present ideas to the production company Kingdom Reign, but ultimately she does not have any say-so in how the filming gets edited and what actually airs on the episode. So I appreciate her, in layman's terms, breaking down her role as a producer. And Dr. Heavenly added to that and said, yes, it is all about what's in your contract. And some titles are just vanity titles. So you could even have an executive producer role. But if you sign off on a contract that says you're going to let the production company, have the ability to franchise the show or have total editing control, that's Dr. Heavenly's point. If you agree to that contract, then that is what it's going to be. I also just want to speak to the chemistry between Dr. Heavenly and Melody. Throughout this interview, Dr. Heavenly says repeatedly, I like you so much because you are a hard worker, you support your husband, you work so hard. They even discuss gender roles during this interview. And of course, you all know that Dr. Heavenly believes in gender roles. Even if she did not cook the food, she's going to order it and put it on the plate for her man. And she believes that her husband, Dr. Damon, should take the garbage out. She asked Melody, did she believe in gender roles? And Melody said that she and Martell, when they were married, they didn't really do that. She said if I saw that the garbage needed to be taken out, I would just take it out. Sometimes Martell cleans. She said we didn't make a big deal over certain things needing to get done. If whether or not a man or a woman should do it, we just looked at it as, it needs to be done. So I thought that that was very interesting conversation, just pretty much like traditional versus non-traditional, or gender roles versus non-gender roles. Definitely let me know in the comments of this video if you believe in romantic relationships, including gender roles. All right, so let's move right along. So then Carlos enters the mix during this interview, and he actually had some things to say about, Melody's original idea and pretty much him repurposing it to fit something that he felt like the network was looking for. So let's pay attention.
We kept in touch over the years, and once my company started to flourish and grow, and I moved to California, that was when I reached back out to the hosts and said, let's figure out what this show is going to be. And what people don't understand is when it comes to networks, every couple of months, every year, they have different mandates in terms of what they want to see. So although she and Martell pitched a show about them doing construction and home building, I knew that the platform was bigger than just that, and I wanted to be able to exercise that. So I said to them, do you have any close friends that are also interesting? And long story short, they introduced me to the other two couples, and the rest is history. Wow.
Okay, so let's break this down. So Melody, during this interview, says that a friend told her that you should really pitch your reality TV show regarding home building and property preservation to Carlos King. And Melody told Dr. Heavenly that she went to his Kingdom Reign website. She paid the $299 for the consultation with him, and this was back in 2015. And then Carlos said that he and Melody kept in touch with each other over the years. And then a few years later, I believe by 2018, they were under contract with Kingdom Reign and started filming season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville that debuted in January of 2019. Now, also during this interview, he states that, after they paid the $299 fee, they actually went to Atlanta to meet with Carlos King. And he says during this interview with Dr. Heavenly and Melody Cherie that once his company began to flourish, that he reached back out to them about creating and filming Love and Marriage Huntsville. He also said in that soundbite that networks will mandate certain things that they want to see. So he said, although Melody's original idea was about the home building and property preservation, he almost put it on OWN. Like OWN wanted to see something more relational between men and women and romantic relationships. And then, we'll sprinkle in a little bit of your entrepreneurial spirit. So I just thought that that was very interesting. I do want to also say that, I feel like, in my opinion, that Melody did him a huge favor by being so patient and waiting for him to be ready to produce Love and Marriage Huntsville, because she really could have taken this idea to Bravo. She could have tried VH1, she could have tried TLC, HGTV, or Lifetime. All those cable channels were producing reality TV shows as well. So she could have taken her idea there to any of those networks, and they could have said yes, and they could have been ready to film and get the ball rolling. So she was very patient and faithful to wait on him and to keep in touch with him over a few years. Now, y'all, this next soundbite may make you laugh, okay? LOL, laugh out loud. Because this brother here, Carlos, he actually says that he is, when it comes to producing reality TV, he is someone of integrity. And he, requires reality TV stars to show their truth. And we all know how he let Destiny, in my opinion, and allegedly just pretty much hide what was going on in her marriage for a few seasons on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I've always said that it's so insulting because us viewers are not stupid. So listen to what this Negro had to say.
That's the biggest, I think, listen, I'll speak for myself because I won't speak for other producers or other cast members' experience with other producers. I'll speak for myself. The reason why I'm blessed to have the career that I have is because I do have integrity and I am a straight shooter. And my goal is to not make anyone look bad because I don't get anything out of it, right? My goal is to be honest and to tell the truth. And one thing that I always encourage anybody who works with me is, if this is your truth, yep, and if this is how it's really happening in your life, you owe it to yourself, yep, and to the audience to be authentic. Because one thing about the audience and the viewers is they can spot a fake. Yep. And you're not doing anyone justice pretending to be somebody you're not. You're not doing anybody justice pretending to yourself. Yeah. And one thing that I do as producer is the fact that I take an investment in my cast. And I have.
Oh my gosh, I could not believe he said those things. He acknowledged the fact that viewers of reality TV shows are not stupid. We are observant. We even have the ability to rewind and go back and rewatch something if we needed clarification or missed something that was said or wanted to check out a facial expression or body language, as body language is the number one form of communication. So interesting. So he pretty much speaks to the things that we say today and said yesterday and 2 days ago and last week about how, he has required so much of Melody to share her personal story of being cheated on and stepping out on faith a few months after having a baby to leave the marriage, rebuild her businesses. But then he totally lets the Scotts totally not discuss the alleged pending lawsuits and the Canvas Beauty owner, Stormy, and, she's not mentioning everything that she has going on with her businesses. So I just feel like it's just so ironic and nearly laughable for him to say those things. Like, he is just this producer that really, and he did say later on after I ended the soundbite, he's not going to make you share anything because that's not his style. But bro, what are you saying to these people? Because they're like in La La Land when they film for the show and you let them. I'll just never understand that. But this next soundbite is something that I know we've all discussed in comments and during live chats about the expansion of the Love and Marriage franchise. And this is very, very interesting because of who brings it up, who poses the question, and the positivity in their tone. So I just want to start off that way, and I'm going to let you all listen to the soundbite.
Beat Carlos King, honey, on live today. Listen, Carlos, a lot of people, we like Emily, I know you guys got married to medicine, then you got married to medicine in LA. Carlos, a lot of people hit me up and they're like, is it gonna be a Love and Marriage Charlotte or a Love and Marriage?
Girl, get your coin. Don't Carlos. Producer girl, ask him come here and he gonna give you an answer. That's right. That's right. I get it.
Carlos, listen, are you thinking of expanding the franchise, honey? I would love to expand the franchise. The franchise has done very well for all of us. So the smartest thing would absolutely be to franchise it. Absolutely. I would love that to happen. I think in order for it to happen, it needs to be the right team. It needs to be the right city and the right people. But no, I would love that. Okay. I got you. So
a few important things happen in that soundbite. So you have Melody who brought it up, very bubbly, very energetic. Are you thinking about expanding the franchise? And Dr. Heavenly is like, I know that's right, girl. Get your coin, producer girl. That's right. And Carlos just simply answered the question. It was like what you would call a close-ended question, meaning yes or no. Melody asked him, are you thinking about expanding the franchise? And he said yes. He also said, oh, it has to be the right city and the right people. But yeah, I would love to do that. And it's not like he said during a live interview on YouTube, and that's going to be residual income for you, Melody, or we're going to pay you, for the right to license Love and Marriage. He didn't say none of that during this interview. But that was the mindset that Dr. Heavenly said, because she said, you go, girl, get your coin. And I think that with the enthusiasm that was in Melody's voice when she posed the question, I think that she too thought that that would be an additional stream of income if Love and Marriage were to get franchised, because it was her original idea. And I know that Carlos has repurposed it, but I think that she still thought, because she was the originator, that that would lead to something. And if you watched my video, so we all know that she was in Grand Rapids, Michigan this past weekend. A couple weeks prior to that, she did a Facebook Live interview with the facilitators of that event in Grand Rapids. And they asked her, do you have anything to do with Love and Marriage Detroit? And she said, no, I don't. And that was that. So somewhere along the way, there was a disconnect between this time period, which is the spring of 2020, and then, the next year or 2 and 3 years, once we saw Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Detroit come out. So, I feel bad, because obviously I am convinced that she thought that she would be entitled to some of that, because originally it was her like intellectual property, but he has repurposed it. So you all let me know in the comments what you thought about these sound bites. I thought they were very significant. And it's just amazing, just in life in general, when you look back at things. They say hindsight is 2020. And so I felt like this interview was so significant. And I remember enjoying it, watching it back then. So I wanted to share this all with you. Please hit the like button on this video. It would mean so much to me. Thank you for your support and watching this video. I appreciate you so much. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I will talk with you all soon. Take good care. Bye.